Alright, here's another video on Dodge Journey repairs. The Dodge Journey is a vehicle that has given us some trouble. I'll definitely say that. If you have seen my other video about our Dodge Journey on the battery repair, you would understand some of the difficulties that the Journey has caused. But that's just extremely minor compared to some of the other issues that we've had. I didn't do a video on our last, or one of the last repairs, and that was the PCM, or the power control module, went out on it back in June. That was a very hefty bill to get that replaced. And then just last week on Black Friday, my wife and I, we loaded up, getting ready to go out of town. Spent a couple of days out of town. First time we've been able to do that in probably about 5 years. Got in the Journey, pushed the button to start it, and nothing. Yeah, nothing at all. Some lights came on. First thing you think of is, well, maybe the starter ain't working. But then after messing with it for a little while longer, some of the controls on the dashboard, they weren't functioning. There was nothing there. The windshield wipers started moving on their own at a very slow pace. So it was something that we knew was, it wasn't anything I could fix, because my first thing was, hey, I'm going to find the starter, locate it, run to O'Reilly's, get one, switch it out, and we're going to be on our way. But, well, first of all, I did locate the starter, but then I had no idea of how to get it out, because I couldn't see half of it. I couldn't see the bolts from any angle that I turned. I couldn't find the bolts that it was mounted with. So, thankfully, we had a very good friend of ours that had offered us their vehicle for the weekend, and so we were still able to get out of town. But it was kind of an odd feeling when you're driving down the interstate and you see your vehicle on the tow truck going towards the shop. So it's just the way it worked out. We had to do some more running after I had called the dealership and said, hey, got a problem, need your help. And so they sent someone to pick it up. And they told me that it was this thing called a clock spring. Now, I'm not a genius or anything, but when you say clock spring, I'm thinking of like this little round thing that's kind of swirled and kind of bounces up and down if you press on it, and it goes in some analog device. A clock spring. It don't make no sense. But anyway, so we got it fixed for another hefty bill, and so finally I came up with an idea for an ultimate Dodge Journey repair, and here it is. I told my wife while we were out of town that the Dodge Journey would not be underneath my carport again. I was halfway right on that, because the issue with the clock spring caused the battery to have a dead cell. It drained it, and so I had to replace the battery yet again, which thankfully the battery that I bought back in January still had a warranty on it, and so I was able to switch out the battery on the warranty, no expense there, just the hassle of changing the battery. And that was it. And so that day when I went to the dealership to pay for the Journey yet again, which all the expenses that we have put on the Journey is almost as much as a year's expenses on the note itself. So that's very disappointing, especially when trading it off, which I didn't trade at that dealership. I went to a whole different dealership, McClarty Ford in Texarkana. They took extremely good care of us. We got this Ford Escape for a very good price, and of course I had some upside down of the Dodge Journey go over into it, so that was completely expected. The only thing it's going to cause me to drive this, because this is what I drive. I'm going to have to drive this for a lot longer than expected. I was really looking forward to getting an F-150 after paying off the Journey, but at the rate that we were having problems with the Journey, there was no way I had any faith whatsoever in it lasting the remainder of the note and for the term for me to pay off a truck. So, went and took care of it by trading it in, and that is the ultimate Dodge Journey fix. And I would highly recommend, if you are displeased with it, get rid of it. Take the plunge. You're going to pay for a vehicle for a long time anyway. Just do it. Get rid of it. And I'm very pleased with this Ford Escape. I'm not much of a SUV person, even though I drive one. But this Ford Escape is a great vehicle. It is the EcoBoost inline 4-cylinder with this is SE with a 4-wheel drive. It is the on-demand 4-wheel drive. I guess you could call it on-demand. I'm not sure the exact terms of it, but it's just, you know, you don't select 4-wheel drive. It just automatically does it if you need it. But it's a very good vehicle. I'm a tall person, 6'3", and I can sit very comfortably in it. Plenty of headroom, plenty of leg room. So, anyway, once again, the ultimate Dodge Journey repair.